Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am here with my first reading vlog, Ram, Sign of Ikshvaku. A quick disclaimer, I am not going to skip informations to go fast or anything like that. I'm going to go in a smooth way. I'm going to explain each chapter. I'm going to tell you everything that is happening. I even might tell you my reactions or what I think. After this introduction, I'm going to add clippings of me vlogging through the books, through the chapters, and without further ado, let's start. Hi, so this is what the book synopsis has to say. Ram Rajya, the perfect land, but perfection has a price. He paid that price. India, 3400 BC. Ayodhya is weakened by divisions. A terrible war has taken its toll. The damage runs deep. The demon king of Lanka, Ravan, does not impose his rule on the defeated. He instead imposes his trade. Money is sucked out of the empire. The Saptasindhu people descend into poverty, despondency, and corruption. They cry for a leader to lead them out of the morass. Little do they appreciate that the leader is among them, one whom they know. A tortured and ostracized prince, a prince they tried to break, a prince called Ram. He loves his country even when his countrymen torment him. He stands alone for the law, his band of brothers, his Sita, and he against the darkness of chaos. Will Ram rise above the taint that others heap on him? Will his love for Sita sustain him through his struggle? Will he defeat the demon lord Ravan, who destroyed his childhood? Will he fulfill the destiny of the Vishnu? Begin a new journey with Amish's Ram Chandra series. Let's start. So we are a few way through chapter 1. We are in 3400 BC near Godavari river. We are introduced to Ram and Lakshman. Now Ram is a tall, lean, muscular man, and he has shaggy, unkempt beard and a practical bun atop his head. He's dark-skinned and he has battle scars all over his torso. Now, Ram and Lakshman are out hunting and they have found a deer and they need to kill it. Ram has his focus on this single deer and he knows that he has to make that kill. Now, why is it that they have to make this kill? The thing is, Ram, Lakshman, and Sita, they are on a run for the last 30 days. They cannot stay at a single place, and they are not alone. A few members of the Malaya Putra tribe, or the sons of Malaya, are with them, and they have their leader, Jatayu, and they are on this run for the past 30 days. Now, this idea of flight or not staying at a single place was Jatayu's. Now, the thing is, they had this meeting with Surpanakha and Bibhishan a few days back, and the meeting did not go well. Something happened, and it is said Lankan royal blood had been shed. And Surpanakha and Bibhishan are siblings to Ravan, the demon king of Lanka. So, as royal blood has been shed, there is supposed to be consequences. Ravan is supposed to take vengeance. That is why Jatayu suggested that don't stay in a single place, keep moving. Now the idea is to move through Dandak Aranya, or the dense forest of Dandak. They are keeping their path close to the river Godavari so that they get more hunting animals. Because Ram and Lakshman, they are princes of Ayodhya. They are proud Kshatriyas of the Raghukul, or the descendants of Raghu. And they won't be able to survive on herbs and fruits and vegetables. So killing that deer is important to them. Now Ram was a student of Guru Vashisht, and killing a deer is like piece of cake. So he successfully kills the deer by hitting the arrow on the neck, and Lakshman stealthily goes and uses a knife to kill the deer completely. Now Lakshman is a bulky, muscular man. He's bulky, remember that. While killing, he makes a prayer, he whispers a prayer, an ancient apology to the gods for killing an innocent beast. Forgive me for killing you, O noble beast. May your soul find purpose again while your body sustains my soul. So now they are going back to wherever they are staying, and they have used this huge shaft to hang the deer by the legs, and they are Lakshman is carrying one end and Ram is carrying one end, and they are walking, and they are talking among themselves. And Lakshman is saying, "Ah, such a good meal after so many days. Should we cook it properly, Dada?" And Ram is saying, "No, we cannot cook it. The smoke is going to give our position away." And Lakshman is saying, "Why? Why be so careful? It's been quite a few days that we haven't we haven't encountered an assassin trying to kill us. So why be so careful?" And Ram is like, "Yeah, maybe you're right, but I'm not going to take the risk." Lakshman says, "So much conspiracy is going on. I don't know what to think. Maybe Bharat Dada." And Ram is like, "Lakshman." Bharat. Lakshman gives us a hint that whatever is happening to them, maybe Bharat is involved. And Ram is totally against this idea, and he rebukes Lakshman for saying so. Now, Ram and Lakshman, they are four brothers. Ram is the oldest. The second oldest was Bharat, and Lakshman and Shatrughan are twin brothers. While Ram has been banished, Bharat, the second oldest, was crowned the prince of Ayodhya by their father Dasharath. And the two brothers, Shatrughan and Lakshman, they are divided by loyalties. Shatrughan has chosen Bharat and is there in the kingdom with Bharat, and Lakshman has always been fond of Ram and has decided to live a life of hardship with Ram. So he's here with him. Now Ram says that before we get into conclusions that who is against who or who is trying to plot against us, we need more allies. We need a team. Now Ram has decided to look for the nearest Malaya Putra camp so that he gets more allies and some people he can trust in. And Lakshman suggests that I don't know whom to trust. Maybe the vulture man, Jatayu, is with the enemies. Now, Jatayu is a Naga. Nagas are born with deformities. And Jatayu was born with ineffable deformities. This is what it says. He had a hard and bony mouth that extended out of the face in a beak-like protrusion. His head was bare, but his face was covered with fine, downy hair. Although he was human, his appearance was like that of a vulture. Now, Nagas were hated people. The society really hated Nagas. But Ram happens to trust Jatayu because Sita trusts Jatayu. This was the discussion, and the brothers kept walking. Now, while the brothers kept walking, they heard something, and Ram asked his brother, "Can you hear it?" And there was this faint scream, and Ram knew it was Sita. Ram and Lakshman just left the deer and they started running towards Sita. Sita is screaming, "Ram, Ram," and Ram is screaming, "Leave her alone, Sita!" And both of these brothers are running towards the sound. And there is sound of metal clashing metal. There is a fight going on. And all of a sudden, they hear the sounds of rotor blades. And this was a sound Ram clearly remembers. It's Ravan's Pushpak Viman, the flying vehicle. And Ram is already crying. He's looking at Sita, screaming Sita, and already in the middle of crying. And the Pushpak Viman is going away. And with a scream, he shot an arrow, but it's no use. The arrow won't even reach there. They're halfway in the sky. And then Ram hears this feeble voice. Somebody is calling, "Prince Ram." They found several bodies, among which there was a bloodied and mutilated body of Jatayu, who says that Ravan just kidnapped Sita. Now in chapter 2, and we have been taken 33 years back. We are in the port of Karachappa, Western Sea, India, and we meet King Dasharath, who is a 40-year-old king of Kosala, which is the overlord kingdom of the Sapta Sindhu. Now Dasharath has come to the port of Karachappa to meet some rebellious traders, and and he has been accompanied by Mrigasya, the general of his army. And then we have Ashwapati, the loyal ally of Dasharath, and the father of Dasharath's favorite and second wife, Kaikeyi. Now, Dasharath inherited this kingdom of Kosala from his father Aja. During this time, condition of the traders, that is the Vaishyas, were kind of poor. People really hated traders because traders used to make profits. There is this funny line going on. I really liked it. For Sapta Sindhu royalty, wealth was the conqueror's right when acquired as the spoils of war, but inappropriate when earned through mere profiting. So, according to the royalty in Sapta Sindhu, if you are fighting a war and if you kill some people and take away their wealth, it's fine. But if you sell something or do some trade and earn some profit, it's horrible. You're a horrible Vaishya. So that is why Vaishyas were the hated class in Sapta Sindhu. The royal people, they used to accept anything, but their sons or daughters must never learn trading. You can be intellectual, you can be anything else, you can be a warrior, but never a trader. And that is why the number of traders in the Sapta Sindhu was dying. As a result, there came a time during the time of Aja that there were no money left, that even the royal coffers were almost empty. There was no money. Taking this situation as an opportunity, Kuber, the trader king of the island of Lanka, saw this as an opportunity to enter Sapta Sindhu, and that is what he did. During the time when Aja was the ruler, he came to Sapta Sindhu and said that, okay, nobody is doing the trading, so I will handle the trading so that the money comes back in. So that is what he did. He was given authority to trade at ease anywhere across the Sapta Sindhu, and in return, Kubir would have to give an annual compensation to the Sapta Sindhu Empire. This was all great because money started pouring in and Ayodhya soared in power. However, the hatred towards traders were not gone. Recently, Kuber suddenly decided to lessen his compensation, and this made Dasharath angry. So he decided to come here and take revenge on Kuber. But when he came to the port of Karachapa to meet Kuber, the entire port has been wasted. The water has been, wells have been poisoned, shops have been broken. It was a devastated area. Dasharath is kind of surprised. How come all of a sudden this trader, Kuber, learnt so much military skills? And then Mrigasya, his general, informs him that this is not all Kuber. Kuber is being driven by somebody else. Now, this somebody else is Ravan, who is now 30 years of age and joined Kuber as the head of the trading security force. In the next part of chapter 2, we are taken to other side of the story. Dasharath has been married to Kaushalya, the daughter of South Kosala, and they have been married for 15 years. However, Kaushalya was unable to provide Dasharath a son. Getting irritated by this fact, Dasharath married again. Whom? Kaikeyi, the daughter of Kekaya, Ashwapati's daughter. But that too was of no avail because she too couldn't give him a son. Finally, he married another woman, Sumitra, the prince's daughter of Kashi. Yet again, he didn't get his heir. But finally, Queen Kaushalya is pregnant. She is being assisted by her personal doctor, Dr. Nilanjana, whom she has brought from her parental home. And Queen Kaushalya is going into labor. We moved a little ahead in the story. As we all know, Kuber was not paying 1/10 of his profits to Dasharath, and that is why Dasharath is so angry. So Dasharath has called for a meeting in a common ground between Karachapa port and Dasharath's own kingdom. Dasharath, accompanied with Mrigasya, Ashwapati, and 20 bodyguards, is present, and Kuber has come with Ravan and 20 bodyguards of his own. Now, Kuber is an old man, 70-year-old man, and he is wearing this bright pink Angavastram, with lots of jewelries, and he is that bellied up human. He is fat and he has a lot of money because he's bedecked with jewels. Now, Dasharath and Kuber, they start talking, and while heated arguments are going on between Kuber and Dasharath, Ravan is sitting beside Kuber, and this is Ravan's description. Ravan's great height and rippling musculature was intimidating. His battle-worn, swarthy skin was pockmarked, probably by a childhood disease. A thick beard valiantly attempted to cover his ugly marks, while a handlebar moustache set off his menacing features. His attire was unremarkable though, consisting of white dhoti and a cream angavastram. His headgear was singular, with two threatening 6-inch long horns reaching out from the top of either side. Now Kuber is constantly asking Dasharath to somehow adjust with whatever commissions he is giving, because they are facing some sort of problems with ships and trading, and right now they do not have that much of a profit to offer him. And Dasharath in return is kind of giving him threats that if he is unable to pay the money he is asking, then Dasharath will kill him and his miserable army, and then march to the island and destroy everything. And when Kuber is telling that, but my lord, there are problems we are facing, and Dasharath is like, I don't care about your problems. But the moment Dasharath says, I don't care about your problems, Ravan, with intimidating softness in his voice, says, you will after tomorrow. And Dasharath sharply turns towards Ravan because of his audacity. And he kind of turns to Ravan and says, how dare you? And he was about to finish that sentence, and Ravan just stops him. How dare you, Dasharath? And everybody at that time is stunned. Nobody talks to Dasharath like that. And Ravan is like, how dare you threat to destroy my army? And Dasharath is so angry that he just stands and the chair goes flying. And he literally threats for a battle tomorrow. And Ravan, receiving that challenge, slowly rises up in his chair, and his right fist is kind of covering a pendant that he's wearing in his neck. And when he opens his fist, Dasharath is horrified to see what it was. Ravan's pendant was 2 fingers of a human. And that view reminded Dasharath of monsters. And what kind of a monster is this who has the finger of his enemy as a pendant hanging by his neck? All Ravan says to Dasharath is that he will be waiting in the battlefield for him, and he can't wait to drink his blood. And saying all that, Ravan leaves, and Dasharath is growling, tomorrow I'll kill this scum and nobody will touch him. He is for me to kill, only I can kill him. So that was all for that meeting. And finally that meeting was over, and we can sense that a battle is coming the next day. A little more time has passed, and the day of the actual war is coming close, and Dasharath is furious. He is constantly saying things of how he is going to kill Ravan. Now Kaikeyi always accompanies Dasharath to the military campaigns before war, and she's there with him. And we have this description of Dasharath. He was tall, dark, and handsome, the quintessential Kshatriya. A well-manicured moustache only added to his attractiveness. Though muscular and strong, age had begun to take its toll on his well-built physique. Stray streaks of white in his hair were accompanied by a faint hint of a sag in the muscles. Even the somaras, the mysterious anti-aging drink reserved for the royals by their sages, had not been able to adequately counter a lifetime of ceaseless warring and hard drinking. So what we get to know about Dasharath is that he used to fight a lot many wars, and he drinks a lot, and somras is a thing here as well. Now Kaikeyi has a very calm demeanor, and even if she is angry, she never shows that in public. and she is asking Dasharath to eat something. And Dasharath still goes on. How dare he challenge me? I have never lost a battle in my entire lifetime. And Kaikeyi is like, and you will not lose this one as well. And Dasharath was about to storm out when Kaikeyi, in a threatening tone, asks him to come and sit and eat. And finally, Kaikeyi feeds him. And that was end of chapter 2. To know what happens in the next chapters, keep following.